Coming up on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, is life on Mars a conspiracy or just an old David Bowie song? Why would you want an airbag in your jeans? Why do UFOs keep crashing? And Georgina's very last opportunity to name that fish.
Gonna get it this week.
This is Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
On tape from Studio Senseless in leafy London town, it's Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
There is a place where dreams live. Nothing there.
Welcome, long-suffering listeners, to episode 9 of the 20th series.
Oh my
of
word!
Sowerby and Luff podcast. We worked it out. It's the 20th series.
20th, and some of them are about 600 long as well.
That's true. I'm Brian Luff.
And I'm Georgina Sowerby.
Up first, it's matters arising. Georgina.
I dread this part of the show. This is where you have a bitch and a moan,
Georgina,
isn't it?
you started hiding cakes.
Yeah, that's
from
what I'm
me
doing.
again.
I'm hiding cakes.
The other night you were out, you'd dropped a kind of tantalising piece of information that there was some ginger cake.
There was ginger cake,
somewhere in the house.
Yes.
I thought, well, that'd be nice. I'd have a little bit of ginger cake with a little bit of ice cream on the top. That'd be lovely. Scoured the whole place.
Did you scour the property?
Nothing.
From top to bottom?
Absolutely nothing.
In every crevice, in every drawer, on every shelf?
You said it was on a shelf somewhere. I looked at every shelf, ripped things off the shelves, put things back, took them off. No, nothing. You're hiding cakes from me, Georgina.
You know where the biscuits are?
No.
You know where the biscuits are?
Oh, I didn't know there were biscuits there.
Okay,
no.
And there's cake was stored on top of the biscuits. I thought you knew where the biscuits were, because I'm sure you would. And the cake was just there, so wasn't hiding it. Just simply putting it somewhere so it's just not out in the middle of the floor so we all have to tread on it.
You're hiding cakes from me.
Quick
follow-up to last week's Shaun of the Dead
Oh, how
story.
did that go for everybody? I know you posted the film Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah,
didn't you?
I said I thought they shouldn't have refurbished the corner shop in Shaun of the Dead. It's just round the corner from here. I said it was destroying a little piece of movie history. Right.
Yes.
So one of my very well-connected Facebook friends very kindly forwarded that piece of news to Edgar Wright.
That's lovely of him.
The director of Shaun of the Dead.
Nice.
So I await his reaction. I also posted that piece about the Shaun of the Dead shop on Reddit.
Reddit, you're going to get an answer.
You know how much fun I'm having on Reddit.
I know, it's great.
There were some absolutely hilarious replies. Here's my favourite.
Yes.
It's from a lady called Maria, not her real name.
Oh, not her real name.
Maria writes, "Amazing. That article actually made me glad the shop has been changed. This Brian Luff fellow sounds insufferable. Now I'm wondering what other pop culture landmarks we can change just to annoy him."
Just to annoy him? That's brilliant.
Don't you love it when a fish takes the bait?
Oh, yes.
So, Georgina,
yes.
What else have you got in matters arising?
In a shop the other day, I saw two what looked like plastic hedgehogs, and they were in a very posh bag, and I thought, what are those? And I picked them up, and they're flat on the bottom, spiky and rounded on the top, and there was two of them, and I thought, I don't know what those are, and I don't like seeing things where I don't know what they are.
Right.
And it turns out these two spiky things, it was very difficult to look up, because what do you put into internet search? Two spiky things like hedgehogs, what are they for?
Yeah.
And the internet brings you lots of answers.
Well, that can work.
Yes, it can. But in the end, I'd managed to find out that they were spiky balls for your feet. Basically, you put these things on the floor in front of you while you're watching TV or doing a bit of exercise maybe, and you rub your feet over these spiky balls, and they're supposed, I don't know what they do, they get your chakras excited or something. Anyway, yeah.
What, you put your feet into them?
No, you put your feet onto them and roll your feet over the spikes, and that apparently gives you energy. It's a bit like drinking a cup of coffee. It's probably a load of bollocks.
And you obviously didn't buy them.
I
Otherwise
didn't
you would
buy
have been
them.
using them.
No. And I was tempted. I was this close to buying them and thinking, that's something to talk about, because I could be doing it now, you see. It's a bit like the internal muscle usage when you're stood at a bus stop. No one knows you're doing it. And now, no one would know I was introducing my chakras to a spiky hedgehog.
Just how spiky are these spikes?
No, they're not very spiky at all. When I describe spikes, I mean sort of little pyramids of plastic on top. So lots of them, probably about 200 per foot, little pyramids of plastic that you rub your feet or roll your feet along. Anyway, it's something else I've discovered, something else for me to talk about when I meet new people, to tell them a little bit about me.
That was this week's Matters Arising. Next up, don't bogart the finger monkey.
Don't bogart the finger monkey.
What you got?
Airbags for jeans. Airbags for jeans.
Airbags?
Yeah, so they're going to put airbags in jeans for motorcyclists and bikers that expand around your hips and legs when you come off a motorbike or bike,
But that's
to protect your legs.
That's a brilliant idea.
Isn't it?
Or they could just wear motorcycle leathers, couldn't they? Which do protect your legs if you
Yes,
come off
I
the
don't
bike.
think they stop you from breaking stuff though. So the theory is that this will, like when you come off and you hit, they're like on impact, like it does work in a car. The jeans expand with air, and when you land softly. It's like landing on a trampoline.
So they expand into a huge ball.
Yeah. If you want to see what they look like, just type in airbag jeans. There's lots of images on the internet of what you look like. I mean, basically, it looks like you're the Michelin Man.
How do the jeans know
I'm not
when you're about to crash?
They're psychic.
Yeah.
They're psychic airbag jeans that go, ooh, I think he's just gone through a red light. I might expand.
They must have some kind of sensor on them that feels the jolt of the
yes, maybe
the crash.
Yes, maybe. What works in a car? Is that a sensor? So whatever the sensor is in a car, then maybe it's the same for these jeans. Now, what you have to remember is that you mustn't wear these jeans just like in normal practice. So if you're not on your bike, for example, if you're going to the pub and someone bumps into you and you immediately go woof and just inflate to the size of an elephant, although tempting. I think it might be a really good way to social distance men when you're in the pub and you don't want anyone to talk to you. You simply press a button, your jeans expand, and then no one can come within 2 feet of you.
Oh, but some men might be quite turned on by that.
I know.
Georgina.
It's a whole different genre, I
Yeah.
think. Then you tempt another variety of man over. Absolutely.
Yeah. I like the idea. I'd like to see did you say there's a video demo of this?
There's not a video demo, but there's a picture of the jeans before inflation and the jeans after inflation, and they really are, they're quite rotund and sexy.
I quite like the idea of just using them randomly. I mean, just stand in the middle of a pub, you pull the ripcord, and they just go whoop, and you just wait to see what the reaction is.
Yeah. In 20 years' time, we'll all be wearing airbag jeans.
I think
that's my prediction. You heard it here first,
I think
folks.
Cirque du Soleil will use them.
Yeah.
I mean, ideal for Cirque du Soleil. In fact, they're probably using them already.
Yes. I suppose if you fall off one of those, or you crash land, then having airbag jeans would be a great thing.
Is there anything else happening in the wonderful world of Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey?
This is a public service announcement. I have a public service announcement. Google, when you next go online, simply Google noise of a hedgehog farting. It's so adorable. They lift their little legs and it goes...
Does it sound like this?
No.
No.
It's way cooler than that. It's a really cute little fart. It just goes...
Not like this.
No.
That if you haven't heard this podcast before,
I need to get my airbag jeans on and go there.
That's the sound of the fish that Georgina will for the third time be trying to guess.
Yes.
In Name That Fish.
I'm going to get it
the
this
programme.
week. So
it's worth tuning in right to the end of the programme just to hear
purely
that.
for fish. Purely for the names of fish.
Okay, and I've also written down flamingos.
Flamingos, yes. Yeah. It turns out scientists have discovered that flamingos form friendship groups based on personality, which I found quite exciting. So there's the groups of flamingos sort of grouped together, and some of them, for example, like to go down the pub. Some of them like football. Some of them, for example, don't like standing on one leg, and they all group together. And some of them just are like foodies, and they all get together and chat about food.
Surely there can't be any flamingos who don't like, or flamencos as I used to call them.
Yeah.
Surely there are no flamencos who do not like standing on one leg. I mean, what's not to like?
You don't know. Well, that was me putting them into groups.
Oh,
I'm
right.
sure. What, you think there's flamencos that like football? That was me sort of making a joke of it.
Oh, right.
Because flamencos don't actually like football that I'm aware.
Do we know why flamencos stand on one leg?
Yes, we do. I think we've discussed it.
Are they just resting the other leg?
I think that's what they're doing because they spend so long on the leg. Or maybe there's acid in the water, so they only put one leg in at a time.
No, but then
I know
they'd have to change. They'd have
of
to change around, wouldn't they? They'd just alternatively be putting their legs in acid. So I can't see that would be.
I don't know why I thought that they were.
And why would they be standing in acid in the first place?
Because the water's really acidic where they are.
Is it?
I don't know.
You're not sure? You don't know?
I don't know
at all.
I just like the ideas that they were forming groups based on their personalities. And like one group of flamingos is... Oh, you see, you've got me not being able to say flamingos now.
I know. I do that on purpose.
One group of flamingos is the cool clique group.
Yeah.
And the other one is the sort of nerdy group who like comics and...
I'll have to see. I'll go on Reddit after this and see if there's a flamencos group.
Yeah.
And that might give us some clues.
A flamenco's group is a whole different vibe. A lot of castanets are involved.
While we were on Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey, when we were doing the Zoom with listeners the other night, someone asked to be reminded why Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey is called Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey. And I don't think I'm not sure if we've mentioned that in this series. We might have mentioned it in the first programme. But for anyone who's baffled by why there is an item called Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey,
don't try and make sense of it.
It's because years ago someone sent us we were talking about miniature animals, weren't we?
Yes.
And someone sent us a picture of something called a finger monkey. Now this is a tiny breed of monkey that's so small it can literally cling onto your finger as if it was a tree trunk.
Yeah.
Right? And we talked about the fact that you could take one of these to a party.
Yeah.
And you could pass this tiny monkey around from finger to finger, a bit like passing a joint around. And that then got us thinking, well, if you could do that, then surely sooner or later someone would hang on to the monkey, not wanting it to pass.
Way past their turn.
Yeah, so hence the expression, don't bogart that finger monkey.
Don't bogart the finger monkey.
Yeah, and some people might not even know what bogarting a spliff is.
Yeah, I have no clue.
It comes from the fact that Bogart, the movie star, used to leave his cigarette dangling out the side of his mouth, you see.
I didn't know that.
So that's the last thing you want. If you're sitting around in a group at a party and there's a nice little splifferoonie going around, the last thing you want is for someone to just leave it dangling in there. So Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey is actually quite a complex.
Yeah, for us.
Quite a complex thing.
Okay.
We just talk about it as if it's the most normal thing in the world.
Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey.
But now, anyone who's new to this show now has an explanation of why it's got that ridiculous title.
Thank you.
It's a bookend, if you will.
Yes, okay.
Which could contain anything. Next up, Thesaurus Walrus.
If you'd like to follow this podcast on Twitter or Instagram, we are at Sowerby and Luff.
You can visit our website, which is sowerbyandluff.com, or keep in touch by becoming a member of our busy Facebook group, Sowerby and Luff's fully optimised social media network.
SOWERBYANDLUFF.
And today in the studio we have the lovely Thesaurus Walrus.
Hello.
Hello, TW. How are you? How's the water situation? How are the Haribos? Other sweets are available.
I've got a bit of a cold.
You've got a cold? Yes, I have too. I've been coughing and I've got a runny nose. Now, what happens when a walrus gets a runny nose? Is it horrible?
It runs.
Yeah, it runs. Okay, I'm tempted to give you the word runs, but I'm thinking
It
of a...
runs down our tusks.
Oh God, that's a lovely old image. Now,
What's my word, Georgina?
the target word for today, of
Yes.
which I'd like you to find synonyms, please,
Yes.
is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, I don't find synonyms anymore. I find antonyms.
Oh, you find antonyms.
Yes.
Okay.
Try and remember the format of the contents, Georgina.
It's antonyms. Antonym.
Oh, actually,
Antonym was my favourite auntie.
I just noticed on the script it does say synonyms.
Yeah, that's why
yes.
I went with it. That's why I went with it.
That's a mistake.
It is okay. Thank you very much, TW.
So, the antonyms...
Yes, the antonym for ridiculous are...
which I'm going to try and remember in my head.
Right.
Credible.
Credible.
Plausible.
Plausible.
Reasonable.
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 Like reasonable.
Possible.
Possible.
Walrus-like.
What, meaning that you're plausible and reasonable, okay?
Anti-ridiculous.
Anti-ridiculous. Good.
Counter-ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, aren't I, Georgina?
Yeah,
I'm not fictional.
No, you're completely real, and you look actually like you might be drying out a bit.
Oh, I'm going now.
Okay, bye, Thesaurus Walrus. Thanks for popping in.
We are the mice who live under the sink, and we hate the smell of peppermint.
Still to come on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, why do UFOs keep crashing? The earth-shattering conclusion of Name That Fish. And another dubious appearance from Derek, the psychic seahorse.
To listen to the full-length version of this podcast, go to patreon.com/Studio Senseless and become a patron of Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.